This is the fourth painting that I'm choosing to do to demo that you guys can follow along with, or you can choose your own of the, many selections of images that I have right over here. So I decided to do this barn, and I did a thumbnail sketch of what I wanted to kind of change and alter, and with like a bit of a value scale where my lights and darks are going to be. So I decided, okay, focal point, what's my focal point? I'm deciding it's going to be the barn. Where's the focal point in compositionally? Um, so I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm using the thirds rule, and I took my paper and I'm dividing it into thirds, and I decided I want my barn kind of in the center of this. Let's see, do you want, that's not really 1/3. Let me try that again. But I want the barn in the center fairly, but not smack dab in the middle. So I divide my paper plane into 1/3 this way, 1/3 this way. And I'm going to put the barn, let's see, up in this upper third area, taking up this entire space. Here we go. Let's see, I need to make that a little bit wider. I'm trying to get my proportions down. But this is where I want my barn to be compositionally. And with my thumbnail, other things I was thinking about when I was putting this together, let's see, let me move this up so we can see this a little better. Okay, how am I creating movement to that focal point? I really love this path, how it's coming up. We've got this dark space, light space, dark space. It's coming up, and it leads my eye naturally to the barn. I decided to move this a little bit. I want this little white area to move up slightly further. So that's what I did in my thumbnail. I moved that up slightly further. I also love this rhythm of the fence posts that are happening, that are coming to the barn. And I decided to, accentuate those fence posts, thinking about the rhythm. So you're not making it consistently the same. Some posts may be thicker, some posts may be thinner, some may be tilted, some, straight. Let's see. Other things I was thinking about. This tree is kind of bothering me how it's coming into the view of the barn. So I'm probably going to alter the tree a bit, not make the branches extend so much over here, and bring it over here. And then we have this little silo. I just kind of created it as a shape. It's not important enough to put too much detail, but that value is pretty important. And I also kind of, these bushes and trees right over here, I made them a little bigger and more darker than they actually are, just to help lead the eye. So we're creating that kind of S shape to get to that focal point. One thing I'm struggling with is contrast. I'm still formulating, still trying to figure it out. What is it that I want to put in contrast wise? Now I could probably bring this up a bit now that I'm thinking about it. I got to think about how I can create a nice value contrast or a texture contrast that's very different from the rest of the piece. So what I'm going to do, excuse me, is start placing everything down on my actual piece of paper of what I planned from my thumbnail.